and I'm here on the proponency, which, just to clarify, this is my mix-up. I'm saying that women are not equal to men in today's society. Just to clarify. Concentration of my... By the way, do we have a timekeeper?
Yeah.
Alright, when do you start my time?
I just did.
Oh, I was kind of just like speaking generally. Can you just reset real quick? Alright. Alright. I'm going to be concentrating on my speech mainly on the cultural differences between men and women, because I believe that, quite frankly, equality, as we've seen, doesn't matter necessarily legally as it does culturally. Otherwise, after the Civil War, we could say that blacks were equal to whites. As we know, that wasn't the case. Jim Crow laws came about, and the cultural difference suppressed African Americans in the South. Just because they had legal security did not mean they had the cultural benefit of being equal. So I encourage anyone to come up on the proponency in a subsequent speech, and please go on about current legal ramifications for equality. But I'd like to primarily concentrate on the culture. And with a brief scientific note brought up by one of my friends that women, you are actually superior to men in the fact that in the womb, your wombs are more likely to allow the X chromosomes to survive than the Y chromosomes, which therefore proves that women are supposed to be born more often than men. And statistically speaking, eventually in the distant future, you would actually outnumber us to a point where we could be wiped off the face of the earth. So you should take pride in the fact that apparently you are destined to live. Beyond that, it is an unfortunate side effect of our culture that men and women are seen in two completely different lights. Women, you have the unfortunate side effect of being viewed as objects. You're first of all expected to be pretty. You are all expected to be in here right now for this debate in nice dresses and looking with very nice hair, lipstick, makeup. My amigos up here, some of them don't even have jackets. I'm pretty sure there's some shoes off. I see somebody with white socks. We aren't held to the same standard, and I'm pretty confident none of you women would criticize them on that. Guys on the other hand might criticize a girl like, oh wow, that dress isn't as pretty on you. It's a very sad fact. Moreover, there is an expectation that women are subservient to men. I think you probably agree with that. When push comes to shove, a lot of people will look to the man over the woman. It's not a fact thing. It doesn't have to do with whether or not you are less than them, but I think you can agree that sometimes happens where men are looked to for leadership sometimes, for business relations, and for overall. If these guys get loud, no one minds as much. As a female caucus, you start getting louder, people will probably go like, what? You say, what? What? Rosary's starting to get really loud? By the way, Rosary, I know you can get loud, by the way. That's why it's so there is a second-class nature to women in our society currently. And I think it's pretty evident. Now, does that need to change? Yes. Moreover, though, I think a lot of people don't consider as well, men have the flip side of that coin as well, where we are looked down upon for many of our very boyish characteristics. Let's go with that. For example, we have very trivial means of entertainment. If you give a guy a shiny object and stick him in a room, in fact, I've proven this with the group of 50 guys up here. By the way, women, I know you're laughing because it's like, oh my god, you guys are so stupid, you're 10 years old. Yes, we are. Okay? It's a sad fact. Moreover, there's a bit of a hypocrisy in the fact that, for example, how many guys have been dragged by their girlfriend to a chick flick? Nope. Okay. You guys don't count. That's somewhat socially acceptable. That's somewhat socially acceptable. Women, you can publicly criticize us if we try taking you to Jack the Ripper 3 or something. No, but if your boyfriend goes to you and goes, I want to go see Saw, you can pretty legitimately go, I don't want to see that. And you'll probably go, okay, yeah, that's right, because these people are going to be ripped apart. Guys, generally, unless they're rebellious like these guys, aren't going to do that. More than that, there's, again, hypocrisy in the fact that if we buy anything like sports caps, jerseys, baseball bats, video game systems, which we all love and very treasure, it's a waste of money, but it's somewhat acceptable for individuals to go out and have quote-unquote retail therapy pretty regularly. Oh, I get it. to women. If guys go after girls, they'll usually get a thumbs up, like, yeah, good job, you know, high five. Ladies, you'll be considered, I'm looking for an appropriate term.
Just say it.
If you try spitting your game, sometimes you'll be considered by these gentlemen to be a trap. Okay?
Show the poster!
I don't think that's fair. I think that ladies should be just as likely to go after any guy they want, when they want, without having to be criticized. Straight up. And by the way, you can disagree. Most of the points I'm saying, a lot of the women out there, you're probably going to go, no, that's not me. And the guys that just proved they don't get dragged to chick flicks. This doesn't apply to everybody. Nonetheless, let's say 10% of the population agrees to this. 10% of guys, 10% of the girls. We as a culture don't object to it. Not publicly. And in doing so, our inaction leaves us just as culpable as if we were doing it. So while you may not endorse retail therapy, while you may not be for all that, if you let your friends do it, you're just as culpable. You're just as responsible for making sure that we are culturally the same. And when that's what it comes down to it. Laws and everything are nice, but when push comes to shove, what's going to matter is that when two individuals look at each other, are they going to, because of what they've been brought up in their community, look at each other as equals and not have the hypocrisy they need? That is why I think that we should agree that currently our cultural status quo says that we are not equal. Thank you.